And we should be live here on YouTube for some Friday night truck series action. I know we're a couple minutes behind, but we are getting this one set up. Should be all good to go. Let's go ahead and just get this got my phone charging so I can actually use it as the remote control. Alright, but yeah, so we are here for yet another week of truck series action. The end credits from whatever was on just ahead of this is going on, and we are good to go. All right, there we go. Just double checking audio. We are hopefully all good to go. Welcome on in. All right, so there we go. They should be getting ready to go for the race here shortly. Come on. This is annoying. But yeah, so we are here and ready for this one. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Let's get your butt out. Oh, there we go. Alright, so yeah, we are just chilling out here. We are going to go ahead and get this one. They're currently at a commercial break, so don't you worry, we are not missing anything yet. So we got a fairly short segments tonight. We got a 30 lap first stage, 134 total laps. So the overall race length is still 200 miles. Hey Kenneth, how's it going? Doing good tonight. I'm doing fantastic as well, and we are pretty much ready to go racing, so looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are too. All right, let's see. Yeah, I saw IndyCar had thermal club or something going on. Wait, is the actual race tonight? For thermal club? There's no way. It's just practice, right? Let me check my IndyCar app. I was pretty sure that they are happening at the exact same time. Okay, yeah, this is practice session 1 that's going on right now. Just saw that and was like, huh? Right, so here we go. There we go. Baptist Health 200. And we are, again, ready to go racing. Hopefully you guys are too.
If you find a legendary, you gotta let me.
There we go. Alright, so there we go. Again, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. We are chilling out here. 4 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has popped in here. Feel free to let me know who your guys' picks for the race win is going to be. As Kyle Larson's in the field tonight, so I'm going to safely assume that Kyle Larson will be a factor at the end. I will, say he's my pick for the win, so odds are he'll find some way to lose, but say legitimately he is my pick for the win, so hopefully not, but there we go. Alright, now I just gotta sync up my broadcast there, and we will be ready to go. Alright, so again, hopefully everybody's having a good time. Again, if you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe. They've got Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano. Again, tonight is all drivers. Of course, Kevin Harvick being included in this group, despite being a typical, being the on-air, basically, and 2/3 of the normal Fox booth being drivers anyway, with usually a guest Cup Series driver and either Michael Waltrip or McMurray usually in and around the Fox truck broadcasts. There we go. Welcome on in again. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. All right, let's get this other light going because for whatever reason I hadn't gotten that going. She'll even out the lighting, and we are getting ready for some racing. Alright, let's go ahead and no, we'll go ahead and go 10 minutes before the first ad. There we go. Alright, so again, we are chilling. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, let's see. Again, I'm assuming we're still a little ways out from the drop of the green flag. Usually with the truck broadcast, if they okay, the cars are out on pit road, but yeah, usually if they're starting the broadcast and the trucks aren't already rolling on the track, usually that will indicate that it is that they haven't even done the national anthem, but that is a wait and see type of thing. So. Alright, there we go. Alright, so yeah, there we go. They're getting ready for the, so they still have all of pre-race ceremonies to go, so they will go ahead and do that. And we will be getting ready. I do have some football packs from the weekly restock at the Walmart. Managed to grab a couple, along with some others that I ordered online, so. We will. I also managed. Oh, I forgot to grab my NASCAR cards because I do have a pack of 2024 NASCAR cards that I managed to find on the shelf. So let's go ahead and see what we got. All right, we got 13 people. I will be right back, guys. Literally 2 seconds. Alright, so there we go. Welcome on in. Sorry about that. We managed to snag some Panini Prisms, not Pokemon, but NASCAR cards. So we will be again using pack openings to help fill commercial breaks, and we are ready to go. Alright, moving some stuff around. Alright, so we got ourselves a fun stream hopefully set up for tonight. Got some 2020, some 2024 mix when it comes to the football cards, so should be good. Hoping to pull that Joe Burrow or any of the 2020 quarterbacks because I have absolutely struck out on them so far. Alright, so there we go. They go to commercial break. You know what? Let's go ahead and open up some football. So we'll start with these Panini Selects booster packs. So let's go ahead and hook up my top-down camera. And That should be the thing. Capture device. Activate. Boom. Alright, so there's some. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna open some packs while we wait for NASCAR to come back from commercial break. Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. We are all set up. Alright, welcome on in. Again, we got 13 people still hanging out and chatting again. We will be right back over there as soon as we come back from commercial break. So. Alright, so there we go. Just throwing these ones out because I'm going to do some voiceover and probably upload some of the openings as shorts, so. Alright. There we go. Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, there we go. We'll set those off to the side here. Alright, so this is 2023, which means this is the Richardson CJ Stroud draft year. So here we go. Alright, so we got ourselves Osiris Torrance, offensive lineman for Buffalo. We got Keon White, rookie card. Alright, we got two rookies back-to-back to start this one off. Not bad at all. I will say these select cards are really shiny. Alright, we got Baker Mayfield, our first non-rookie. Not a bad one at all. Travis Kelce. Joe Tipman, rookie for the Jets. Oh, there we go. Sam Laporta. That is a really good rookie card to get. Devontae Adams on the Raiders. There we go. My boy, Anthony Richardson. And, this is one of those shaped cards that's going to be near impossible to get into the sleeve. Speaking of shaped ones that are hard to get into the sleeve, we got Fred Warner. Luckily, that one's not a rookie card. George Kittle for the Niners. And we get another shaped Fred Warner card here. Okay. There we go. We get a Trevor Lawrence numbers card. Not a rookie. Jaron Hall, rookie quarterback for the Vikings, who probably will never do anything, or at least not at the Vikings. We got Mike Evans, turbocharged. We got another Anthony Richardson card. Kendre Miller for the Saints. Jahan Dotson for the Commanders. Ooh, rookie Zach Harrison here for the Falcons. CeeDee Lamb. And one last card, and it is Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. Alright, so there we go. And they are just coming back from commercial break. We are back, and we are set up and ready for this one. Yeah, they're getting ready for the Grand Marshal to start with the command to start the engines. Let's sort these out based on rookies that I want to. Well, I'm going to sleeve every rookie, but potentially some of the non-rookies that I might sleeve too. Shaped ones, I'm not going to bother trying to get the shaped ones into sleeves if they aren't a rookie card because they are annoying. Andre Miller. Darren Hall. Oh, wow, that one is a little rough already. Trevor Lawrence, Fred Warner. Alright, so there we go. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so now we are still waiting. We are not, we have not gone green yet. They have done the command to start the engine, so it will not be long before we are green here, hopefully. Alright, let's just go ahead and sleeve up these cards, and there we go. 8. Again, Anthony Richardson rookie cards, for most people, aren't the most exciting things in the world. But as a Colts fan, I love seeing my boy. Thought I had a set of hard sleeves around here that was already opened. Oh, there it is. They're at least partially opened. Alright, so there we go. Welcome on in. We got 8 people still hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has decided to turn up for a portion of this race. Again, we are going to be getting ready for this one. So there we go. You need to select AR. Again, I love my AR cards. As both a Florida Gators fan and between being a Gators fan and a Colts fan. The fact that my quarterback was able to go from college to my NFL team, I was stoked. Still hoping for a good future for him, but the longer it takes for him to get going, the more likely it is that he ends up getting replaced before he develops. And that's under the assumption that he would develop, which, come on. Like that. Come on. And they went and added on the race tracker. Realign this, get everything aligned right back up. Alright, so there we go. I got welcome on in. Let's see. Alright, so there we go. They're coming back from commercial break yet again. We'll see trucks rolling on track. Yep, there we go. Corey Heim rolling out onto the track and ready to roll. Come on. Yeah, this is why I'm not going to sleeve up too many of these shaped ones. These shapes get really irritating. Alright, there we go. So yeah, Corey Heim, the pole sitter, shock and surprise. He is one of the best Truck Series drivers in the series. We got Tanner Gray as well alongside the front row, though Kyle Larson, he's going to have to come from really deep in the field, coming from all the way in 3rd place. Kyle Larson starting in the 3rd position, Lane Riggs 4th, and Giovanni Ruggiero will be starting in the 5th position. Ankrum in 6th, 7th is Ross Chastain. Oh man, there are actually a couple of good drivers I didn't realize Chastain Eaton was in the 44 this week. Grant Enfinger, Stuart Friesen, and Ty Majeski rounding out your top 10. Alright, so there we go. Let me get a second leaderboard up so I can kind of scroll. Alright, so there we go. Alright, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Again, they're pacing. We will be green flag here shortly. Alright, so they're going through the starting grid as well. We will be continue with the guys outside the top 10 once I get anything I can scroll. Yeah, so there we go. So Brandon Jones driving the number 1 truck tonight alongside Rajah Caruth in row 6. Row 7, you got Caden Honeycutt and Daniel Hemrick. A couple of other names a little further down the list. You got guys like Andres Perez in the 77, Luke Fenhouse in the 66, and big hitters deep in the field. Stefan Parsons in the 20. Nice to see him back in the field. And Stefan Malazi there in the very last row, along with Mitchell Disdeer for the 67 team. So, yeah, and there's some pretty good drivers all around the field. There we go. They got Carson Hocevar and Austin Cindric, the 2 tallest drivers in the entire field, going to be doing play-by-play or not play-by-play, but the pit road commentary team. Okay, where did my clear sleeve go? Alright, so there we go. I'm going to go ahead and try and get this synced up real quick. Boom. Alright, so they're going through the weather. Again, should be pretty good. Yeah, there is showing some of the efforts to go ahead and fight the fires that are going on in the southeast. Yeah, they actually had to borrow water from the pond. Yeah, they had to borrow some of the water from the pond. Second it changes, because that's the easiest way to try and sync this up. Yeah, drastic shift, not just cars on track to cars on track. Come on, go trackside or something for okay. No, I can still do better. Come on. Alright, we're getting the 1 to green. 1 to green sign being given to the drivers. Alright. Here we go. Again, turns are banked about 18 to 20 degrees. And again, we should be good to go here. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. We got 12 people hanging out in chat. A lot of people popping in for a random NASCAR Truck Series event. Again, thank you guys. Love seeing all the support on these streams. I love doing them in general, so Especially love when you guys show up and support them. It makes me think that okay, you guys enjoy them too. So, all right, let's see. So yeah, the feed for the Fox broadcast a little shaky already. Alright. Here we go. We're going to be getting ready to go green here. We got Taylor Gray on the front row. Alright. Alright, pace truck getting ready to make that dive towards pit road here. Yeah, there we go. Pace truck is off. Field in the hands of Corey Heim and Taylor Gray as we get ready to see this green. Here we go. Alright, so here we go. Green flag is out. They are racing here, and we are ready to go. Guys already popping out of line here, trying to make something happen. 4 wide into turn number 1. Ross Chastain, Grant Enfinger, no, they spin! The 17 of Giovanni goes around, and we have got ourselves the first caution flag. Lap 1 caution is out, and the 99 of Ben Rhodes, a multi-time truck champion there, has some damage. That is not good, and hopefully he'll be able to recover from that. But Corey Heim, Kyle Larson, Taylor Gray, all 3 of them able to jump up into the top. Yeah, Kyle Larson able to jump 1 spot on that restart, but again, Ruggiero being involved in this one after that 4 wide move that I think almost anyone could have probably told you that was a very aggressive and unlikely move to work. So there we go. But yeah, he just got shoved in the middle. He was actually in the middle of 5 wide at one point there. I didn't even realize that. But yeah, he as the 98 of Majeski ended up trying to go to avoid it. Yeah, he legitimately ended up middle of 5 wide, which is insane. Alright, so there we go. Yep, Chastain just on that very bottom and just not enough room as he slides past the 17 truck. Not much Ruggiero could have done about that one. Alright, so here we go. There should be probably going to a commercial break here, which will give me a good chance to try and this thing all synced up. Okay. There we go. That should be pretty close to synced up at least for the Alright, so let's go ahead and keep finishing getting these things sleeved up. Alright, so yeah, there we go. They go to commercial break and we are just chilling out here. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, we are sitting at 2947 on the subscriber count. Well on our way to that goal of potentially trying to get to 3,000. Now, trying to get to 3,000 by the end of the month is going to be tough. Hopefully we can pull it off still, but yeah, we would need 53 more subscribers, which I think is still very much possible, but it won't be possible without your guys' support. So there we go. Alright, so yeah, we're just sleeving up some packs that we opened earlier. thank you guys for everybody that has decided to be a part of this, spending a very, even just a very small portion of your very valuable Friday night here. I know that there's plenty of ways people can spend their Friday nights. I'm just glad that you guys are spending even just a portion of it here with us. Alright, so there we go. So they got a Daytona ad. Oh, it's a Goodyear ad, okay. I was going to say their time level 500. That's because Goodyear tires were used in the 500. And at every other NASCAR race of the past 60-something years, probably. Alright, so there we go. Alright, there we go. No subtitles on the ad, so I can't tell what they're saying, but yeah, there we go. Brad Keselowski. Yeah, so they're going through the driver's booth here. You got Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, and Brad Keselowski, 3 NASCAR Cup Series champions. Alright, so there we go. That was actually quite a few rookies from that one pack. But yeah, so again, drivers only broadcast is usually a pretty good one, so I'm not surprised if the viewership isn't great tonight, because the drivers only broadcasts again are usually pretty good. So. Alright, there we go. Yeah, we are chilling here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. There we go. Yep. Yeah, ironically, I think isn't this like the second or third week in a row that they've had a lap 1 crash in the truck race, so it's ironically almost becoming somewhat predictable. But yeah, I mean, shock and surprise. Ross Chastain on the bottom of 4 wide didn't really work out all that well. I mean, I like Ross Chastain. He makes things exciting, but man, on lap 1, maybe you need to use just an ounce more awareness and thinking ahead. But again, that's not really Ross Chastain's MO, and honestly, he gets better performances when he doesn't think ahead. So, at least for him, I think he should absolutely stop thinking ahead or overthinking it. But yeah, there we go. There's a go lane regs Ford Power though. Yep. Hey, we got the Roush Fenway merch. As I've been a big front row fan, a lot of that stemming from the fact that I'm still a big Michael McDowell fan, but certainly not opposed to that. And all right, next weekend is kickoff weekend for the UFL. I don't really care all that much about the UFL. Barring a ton of people asking me to do it, I probably won't do it. Not to mention, is there a truck race next weekend? Or is it just Xfinity Cup next weekend? Oh, no, next weekend. Yep, Friday. So yeah, I'll be streaming Martinsville truck race. So I absolutely won't be doing any of the UFL kickoff weekend. Again, I don't really care about it anyway, so it's not a big loss. But yeah, so they got the Boys and Girls Club. Yeah, sponsoring that one. Alright, let's see. Just kind of looking at it. And then after that, they have a week off or so until Bristol. Alright, not bad, not bad. And then here we go, 1 to green. We got the 1 to green sign. Ah, nice. You met Noah Gregson? So did I. I managed to get his him and I think Barry, I think I got both on autographing a Ford hat for my dad, so that was pretty cool. There we go. Heim, Gray, and Chastain on the inside, while Larson, Riggs, and Ankrum will headline the outside lane. Infinger and Carruth in row 4. Row 5 will be Brandon Jones and Ty Majeski. Hemrick and Friesen in row 6. Zane Smith and Caden Honeycutt in row 7. But yeah, there we go. Again, we are getting lined up. I will say that there's a significant lack of Fords in the lower levels, especially the Xfinity Series. I believe there's only the Haas Factory team and then the Ryan Z Racing cars, which the fact that the Ryan Z Racing cars are looking better is a good sign, but still questionable as to how good they are. There we go. And Ben Rhodes still on track. Here. His best finish here at the track. He's never won at Homestead in 8 starts, but man, with how bent up that car is, yeah, I would not be shocked if he ends up retiring from this race at some point here. Oh, Ruggerio's still out there as well, and I am fully aware I'm probably butchering his name, and I apologize. And if somebody knows the proper pronunciation, please let me know. Hopefully they please make it a lap this time. Yeah, I think we are all hoping that they can make it at least one lap. So there we go. Yep, here we go. Pace truck is off. Field in the hands of Heim and Larson. Green, green, green. Green flag is out. We are racing here. 6 laps into this truck race. And let's get 1 lap completed under green here this time. Now let's see. Here we go. Down into the corner. We do have 3 wide. I'm not seeing any 4 wide, though, this time. So maybe playing it ever so slightly more cautiously. And we at least get through turns 1 and 2. A little bit of contact, and ooh, somebody wiggling around a ton there. Not sure which car that was, but there we go. Green flag racing, and there we go. 3 wide for the 3rd position here. That is Riggs on the outside. The middle is Ross Chastain in the 44, and then you had Tanner Gray in the 15 truck, also trying to make a move there. Gray has since kind of dropped back just a little bit here. And it looks like Corey Heim off the corner is going to lead the first green flag lap here as they go down the front stretch here into the turn. All right, so there we go. Here comes Chastain, though, to the bottom of the track. Larson on the outside. So here we go. And Heim leads that lap, too. There we go. Corey Heim versus Kyle Larson. Again, Larson on that top side. Larson versus Chastain is going to be an interesting one. See if maybe those two racing against each other ends up potentially leading to some competition between the two. But again, right now, Heim, Larson, and Chastain, I think all 3 of which could reasonably run pretty well in the truck or in the cup race if they were all 3 in it. Obviously, 2 of them are going to be in it, making for a very good show on Sunday, but Corey Heim not getting quite those kinds of opportunities yet. But there we go. Again, to the bottom of the racetrack goes Larson. Larson going to try and pull that slider off as he goes to the bottom of the track. Slides up in front of Corey Heim and makes the pass. But now Heim back to the bottom of the track. He's going to try the slider this time. And here comes Chastain to the inside as well. Chastain not going to get in front of Larson, but might at least get beside him to try and side draft him. And the 2 of them both adding drag to each other's trucks is going to make for an interesting battle as they go down this, as they continue to wind down the laps in stage 1. Again, it is a very short stage here. Only 30 laps. We're already through 11. So 11 laps down, and we are clicking these laps off quick, quick, quick. So there we go. So up to the top goes Rajah Caruth a little bit further back. He's riding this top side, but it seems like he's getting other drivers jumping into his inside, making passes here. Larson's still all over the back bumper of Heim, looking to try and make these passes. To the bottom goes Larson. Gonna try and pull off the slider once again. Problem is these sliders just kill their momentum, it seems. and then it leaves them open for guys like Corey Heim to go ahead and do the exact same thing back. Although this time Heim doesn't appear to have the same kind of energy that he had the last time around. And there we go. Kyle Larson will clear for the lead, and Larson leads that lap. Kyle Larson takes this one. Lane Riggs actually passes Ross Chastain here. Again, this battle for third is pretty good as well, but this battle for the lead is an insane one here between Heim and Larson. Again, both drivers have proven that they can pull off the slider. The question is, can you keep pulling off sliders back to back, and at what point will the driver on the top line stop lifting for you? There we go. 18 laps to go. Time is ticking, but again, I think Heim, especially considering the fact that Heim's already won a race, I think he can kind of fall back on that, knowing that the points won't be as important, although every playoff point he can get for winning these stages will be important. Kyle Larson won 2 of his last 4 Truck Series starts. Okay, not a bad at there. And yeah, again, he will be racing the trucks again at Bristol in in about a month's time. So there we go. This who's that? That's the 98 of Majeski here. He's worked his way up 5 spots since the start of this race. He's made his way all the way to 5th here. He's on a little bit of a charge as well. Can't wait to see how far he takes his charge. He looks fast, but I think these front 4 are in a different stratosphere altogether. I think Larson, Heim, Riggs, and Chastain, I do think, are probably in a league all their own. Now, Majeski's looking fast, so I wouldn't put it past him potentially having the ability to go ahead and show that he has some speed here. But again, I think those front 4 are going to be really tough to challenge. There we go. They're also showing off Friesen versus Hemrick battling it out for the 8th position a little bit further back. And yeah, there we go. Looks like they're going to go box side by side here for the commercial break. Again, I like the fact that we're getting more side by side commercial breaks nowadays. Now that we have the CW, who's doing almost exclusively side by sides during green flag racing. But there we go. Lane Riggs. Oh, Lane Riggs with a big slider and just goes right past Corey Heim. Lane Riggs up to the 2nd position here now. Could we be seeing the first win of the year for Lane Riggs? The first time he'll get a win to lock himself into the playoffs after the insane run he went on in the Truck Series playoffs last year after missing out on the playoffs themselves. Going first, and 2nd through the first round of the NASCAR Truck Series playoffs. There we go. 13 laps to go. Not a lot of time left. Again, these drivers are having to try and make something happen. Alright, so there we go. They've got an ad for the NASCAR Cup Series. Again, the Cup Series will be racing at 3:30 on Sunday. We'll be streaming Cup, Xfinity, and Truck 3 straight weeks of racing. Or 3 straight nights of racing. Hopefully you guys are excited. Alright, let's see. Again, Kyle Larson is led now 10 laps after Corey Heim led the first 10. 12 laps to go here. The question is, can Lane Riggs close in this gap here? And then the next question being, if Chastain can close in the gap. The next question being is who's say with Majeski. Majeski has caught Chastain, so maybe there's a little bit more of a gap between Chastain and the front 3 than what I was giving him credit for. Because originally I said that. I thought it was the big 4 between Larson, Riggs, Heim, and Chastain. Hey, Dumb Luck, how's it going? Alright, so there we go. Actually, completely forgot. Always forget because I turn this off when I do the race recaps for that forget to put it back on when I do the streams. There we go. Alright, so there we go. Martinsville next Friday. Again, the truck series we've got. We've got 10 laps still to go here. Brandon Jones versus Caden Honeycutt for the top 10. I will say that's where the truck series feels very weird because it feels like the, at least when it comes to top end talent, I mean, the truck series definitely has some top end talent, but in terms of depth, it really feels like after you get through about the top 7 or 8 drivers on a given race, you either have trucks with good talent behind the wheel that just have significant damage, or you have trucks of either questionable quality or questionable driver behind the wheel. Because while I believe fully in guys like Dawson Sutton or whatever his name is, or even guys like Connor Mozak, Corey Day, some of them they're mostly unproven and usually in lesser equipment as well. I mean, some of these teams like the 42 of Matt Mills, the Young's Motorsport team that Stephen Parsons is in. Because I know Parsons is a good driver, but I am curious as to if that Young's Motorsports car is good enough for Parsons to do much with it tonight. As we are getting ready for this one. 7 laps to go. Corey Heim has closed back in on the back bumper of Riggs and could potentially try and make some diving moves here to get by him, but right now I think Kyle Larson has basically set sail, at least for this stage. Yeah, Kyle Larson running the trucks. Honestly, I think part of it is, it is definitely, at least to some extent, probably trying to get his mojo back, but also, I think it's also a part of the fact that Spire Motorsports is looking to expand to a third or fourth truck. And I think they want to do that in the future full time for development drivers. But in terms of money and stability, I think they needed to bolster it with full time drivers this year. With mostly Cup drivers, so like guys like Michael McDowell, Kyle Busch have been moonlighting the first couple of weeks in the 07. Now we got Kyle Larson down here as well, so 6 laps to go. It's about to be 5 laps to go, and Riggs is also right on the back bumper of Larson. I thought Larson had gotten away, but it seems like Riggs has been able to run him back down the last 4 laps or so, has been able to close in almost a full second there. But, I love the fact that I've gotten to see Michael McDowell race a couple of truck races that he normally wouldn't. And I say, after the Daytona season opener that he raced in. Here we go. Heim to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to make the move here with 5 laps to go. Coming to 4 to go. Cuts up in front of Lane Riggs. Barely gets up there, and then Riggs to the bottom of the track. Riggs now going to try and pull the same slider move here on Corey Heim. And I say Heim going about 10 miles an hour faster, but right against the outside wall with the longer way around the racetrack. Riggs not able to hold on to that spot, and now here comes Heim to the bottom of the racetrack, and for the lead goes Heim. Corey Heim to the bottom. Kyle Larson right against that fence. And Larson manages to hold on as they take 3 laps to go. 3 more times around here in stage number 1 here. Alright, so here we go. 3 trucks under a blanket here. To the bottom goes Riggs. Riggs trying to make something happen. We've got Kyle Larson out front. Corey Heim second. Lane Riggs third. And this stage is far from over. We've got 3 drivers that will all be under a blanket here. All the way to the checkered flag. Coming off the corner. Here we go. It is 2 laps to go. 2 more times around here in the NASCAR Truck Series Stage 1 here. Again, Kyle Larson out in front of the field. You got Corey Heim second. Lane Riggs hanging out in the 3rd position. To the bottom of the racetrack goes Corey Heim. Heim up to the side. He's going to try and side draft Kyle Larson all the way down the back straightaway. Could Lane Riggs... defensive move by Heim. I was about to say, Lane Riggs could have been looking to try and go 3 wide here, but Corey Heim to the race lead after a push there from Lane Riggs when he made that block, and there we go. The 11 of Corey Heim leads as we take the white flag. 1 lap to go here in stage number 1. To the bottom of the track goes Cup Series champion Kyle Larson, giving these 2 Truck Series regulars a run for their money. So here we go. Corey Heim, Lane Riggs, and Kyle Larson. 1 lap left. Now about a half lap remaining here as they go into the final set of corners. And oh, here we go. Riggs is actually going to take the second position from him. Can he take first from Corey Heim? And no, he will not. Down the front stretch, it's going to be Corey Heim first. Larson holds on to second, and Riggs will take the third spot here in stage number 1. Majeski beats Chastain to the line for 5th, and Ankrum, Hemrick, Friesen, Honeycutt, and Zane Smith round out your top 10. Grant Enfinger, the first driver to miss out on points here in stage number 1. All right, there we go. There we go. Man, that was exciting. All right, so there we go. We got 20 people hanging out in chat. Thank you for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of your day here with us. Let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and probably make that into a short right now. So just give me a moment, guys. We will be back with you guys in a bit. So there we go. Boom. Upload. Video clips. Boom. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so they're a commercial break. You guys are not missing a thing. Alright. Nope. Nope. Alright, there we go. Just opened up a loose pack of prisms I had laying around that I didn't get to a while back. Only cool one is the only rookie card I got was Michael Penix's portal card. Showing his old Washington uniform. Which should be getting this one. Let's see. I'm gonna chat in the visible spot so I can go ahead and see everything that's going on. There we go. Severe weather. So that's all local stuff. Alright, there we go. They're talking about the 2 tall guys on pit road here. We got Cindric and Hocevar. Alright. So there we go. They're coming back from commercial break, and we will be ready for stage number 2. Start with a round of pit stops, probably. But yeah, I think it's going to be hard for the finish of the race, or certainly the finish of stage 2, to keep up with the excitement we just saw between Heim, Larson, and Riggs. So there we go. All right, got about 6 minutes on that, on the short. But yeah, so yeah, I'm very much loving the ability to actually do these shorts during this one, during the streams, so that we can hopefully have some shorts done before the end of the race. All right, here we go. We got Majeski, Riggs, Heim, and Larson on pit road. All 4 drivers getting some service, and let's see what we got. All right, so here we go. Larson and Majeski are going to drag race it out. Heim able to beat them both off the pit road. And Larson does beat Majeski by a bit. Ross Chastain lost himself 5 spots on the pit stop. And Lane Riggs lost a ton. Lane Riggs kind of overshot his original mark that he wanted to do, and then he tried to back up after the crew had already shifted. So Lane Riggs is going to have a lot of coming back to have to do. There we go. That is certainly going to hurt Lane Riggs' chances. Hopefully he'll still be able to pull this one back. Plenty of time, but he always would prefer to see the guy get through the weekend incident free. So there we go. There we go. Alright, well, since I'm waiting on that to render, let's go ahead and open another pack of cards here. Here we go. Alright, and here we go. Still a commercial break, so you guys are not missing a thing as we are ready to go. Let's see. Open this up. We got our pack of cards here, and it's going to be starting with the Eagles. Alright. Let's open up here. Ooh. I think I might have just seen a rookie card that I'm going to be really excited about here in a minute. Alright, so there we go. And these are 2023 rookie cards. This is going to be the Rashee Rice, I believe, Rashee Rice's rookie class. So here we go. We got Sidney Brown for the Eagles. We got Tucker Kraft, rookie here for out of Green Bay. Trey Palmer for the Buccaneers. That is going to be Justin Herbert, not a rookie card, but certainly a good one. Roshan Johnson, rookie card out of the Bears. We got Jalen Jones for the Colts. Terry McLaurin for the Commanders. Oh, we got a shaped card. It's a Derrick Henry for the Titans. Zach Harrison rookie card for the Falcons. CeeDee Lamb. Not rookie card. Oh, we got Aiden O'Connell. There we go. Oh, we get Raheem Mostert numbers. All right, there we go. We got Bryce Young. Oh, we get ourselves a Bryce Young rookie card. There we go. We got Zay Flowers. I believe that. Yep, that's a rookie card too for Zay Flowers. We got Drake London. That's not his rookie year now. He was the year before. Here we go. We got Tress Way. Deebo Samuel. We got Carrington Valentine, cornerback. Then we got ourselves a Justin Jefferson and a Rashee Rice rookie card. There we go. All right, well, we got some pretty good hits in that one. And just in time as we're getting ready to go back racing. Green flag is out. We are back to racing here. Heim, Larson, Majeski down into turn one. As Majeski made up a couple spots there through that one, especially with the fact that Riggs coming from a lot deeper in the field this time around. Oh, we gotta get this swap back over. There we go. That scene going as well. All right. There we go. Here comes Stuart Friesen on the outside. Stuart Friesen making a real charge here. He's going around the outside of Majeski, but again, this stage will probably be a Heim versus Larson show, as those two were, again, I think head and shoulders above most of the rest of these guys. So here we go. All right. Alright, so there we go. 40 laps in, and right now it is Heim versus Larson here. Friesen is making some good progress here, and they're obviously fresh off the restart. It's still fairly close, but they're going to have to keep this one going. Alright, 20 laps to go. Again, short stages here. You got to make things happen in a hurry to try and keep up. Alright, there we go. And here comes the 45 of Caden Honeycutt, who's made his way up to 4th place here. There we go. Alright, again, Corey Heim versus Kyle Larson at the front of the field. These two are going to be competing for the top spot here for a little while. Alright, there we go. So yeah, right now though, the fact that Larson is, Larson's continuing to try and get by Heim, but his is not going to be an easy task. Again, Corey Heim, he fought the entire, Fox broadcast keeps struggling here. I don't know if it's the YouTube TV showing of it or if it's the actual Fox broadcast. If anyone's watching on like traditional cable, feel free to let me know if it's maybe just a YouTube TV streaming thing. But yeah, it's been shaky tonight for sure. Alright, there we go. Again, Larson looking to the top, but Larson's fading quite a bit. Here comes Stuart Friesen to the inside, and even Majeski's going to get a nose inside there. There we go. Majeski ultimately fades behind Larson, but And here we go. Here comes Larson to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to try and see if he can rally back around Friesen, but if he doesn't get around Friesen here, that could really put a hamper on his run here. Mute the desktop audio here so I can potentially edit this clip. So 16 laps to go. Again, I'm kind of surprised that this again, it feels like the stage has only just begun, but we're already half over here as we're down, half to go. 15 to go this time by. And we got 3 wide for second here between Stuart Friesen, Majeski, and Kyle Larson. Making this one work. And they go to a commercial break. Are you kidding me? They went to a commercial break with a 3 wide battle for position. Oh boy. Have my earbuds so that I can hopefully edit this short, get it ready to go. Shouldn't take much. Shouldn't have take much editing here to get this one. There you go. I just gotta listen to it basically and spell check. Okay. Definitely want to extend that a little bit because that cuts off part way through. So there we go. Again, we're just continuing to sleeve up some of these things while we are. Alright, so yeah, we are closing in on the end of this one. Hopefully, end of stage 2 at least here. Corey Heim still has a decent lead, and Majeski the only driver even close here to Heim. All right, so there we go. So at the Rock, can't wait for Rockingham at 11 laps to go. There we go. So again, 11 laps to go here in the stage. I'm gonna say Larson under attack here from Stuart Friesen yet again. Alright, so here we go. 10 laps to go here. And here we go. Ty Majeski has actually come up. He's actually passing Corey Heim for the lead. I thought Heim might be in a league of his own, but oh, there we go. The crossover move. And now he has gone ahead and taken this one back. And Heim back to the lead. 10 laps to go in this one. So there we go. Again, Majeski, it doesn't look like Majeski's going to be able to hold on for this one, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. 9 laps, still a long way to go. Grant Infinger up into the top 10 after missing out by 1 spot last time around. go. And let me see again. Just doing a quick scan for spell check because they got Larson's name right. Okay, they did not get Lane Riggs' name right. Of course, that has to be the hardest one to do because Lane Riggs has a commonly said name. Okay, I only said Lane Riggs' name once. So there we go. That clip. Alright, so 7 laps to go again. Time is ticking here for all these drivers who want to try and take this spot from Corey Heim. Kyle Larson hanging on to the 3rd spot. He's going to be looking to try and get 2nd back from Majeski here in a minute. Alright, so there we go. We will have that stage 1 clip ready to upload here in a minute. Yeah, there we go. And here we go. To the bottom of the racetrack goes Larson. Bottom of the racetrack going Larson here. He's got himself a shot. The question is, does he have enough time to run down Corey Heim now that he's gotten by the 98 of Majeski? 98 of Majeski looking back to the inside, not trying to have this battle be over yet, but again, Kyle Larson on that outside. He is oh so dominant here. And lap traffic coming into play here for the 11 of Corey Heim. Alright, so there we go. Led 37 of 55 laps. 5 laps remaining here in this one. Again, lap traffic coming into play. Alright, here we go. Alright, so here we go. Corey Heim, he's got 3 laps to go, and he's got 8/10 of a second between himself and Larson. Here comes Lane Riggs carving his way through the field, potentially looking for to at least damage control this one, as he is after that bad pit stop he had to make his way back from the mid-teens. He's made his way to 6th here. Lane Riggs, he's got Ross Chastain looking to the inside. He's got Daniel Hemrick looking to the middle here. Alright, so here we go. White flag, 1 lap to go. Corey Heim has got this one in the bag for stage number 2, so it looks like it will be a Corey Heim sweep of the stages as long as he can manage to avoid issue here as he laps the 99 truck of Ben Rhodes, who got damage on that opening lap crash. To the bottom of the racetrack goes Heim, and it is looking like Heim time here as Corey Heim will take stage win number 2 here. So Heim takes stage number 2. Larson, 2nd. 3rd will be Majeski. 4th, Friesen. 5th, Caden Honeycutt. Lane Riggs will be settling for the 6th position. 7th, Chastain. 8th, Hemrick. 9th, Ankrum. And 10th, Grant Infinger, with Chandler Smith coming home in the 11th position. So there we go. we go. Stage 2 ended here. Alright, so there we go. There you go to commercial break. Let's go ahead and get this short uploaded here. Alright, upload videos. Do download. Boom. Alright. Alright, there we go. Alright, so there, yeah, so this short should be up shortly. Again, we are chilling out here. Alright, 63 laps in. Again, this truck series is actually going by fairly quickly. Again, the 30 lap stages definitely don't feel like a lot, but after 2 of them, which is, I will say that's one thing I love about stage racing is that the stage racing, especially at the truck level, where you get through the first 2 stages in what feels like no time, and then all of a sudden we're halfway through the race. Alright, so here we go. Corey Heim finishing up his pit stop. Let's see the race off pit road. It's going to be Corey Heim winning it. Larson is going to be second. Friesen up to third. Hemrick gains a spot. Hemrick gains 4 spots, actually. Riggs gains a spot. Alright, there we go. Again, this short should be up shortly, guys. Boom. Next, related video. Back to the stream. And public. Boom. There we go. Okay, so that is up, and we all right. So short's up if you guys want to go ahead and see the short. So the finish of stage one. But there we go, and we are chilling here. Just watching it over one more time here to make sure nothing got lost in translation. Alright, there we go. Alright, yep, that all looks like everything came across nice and easy. Alright, there we go. So, there we go. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so there we go. Alright, they're getting the lane selection here, and we will be ready to go back racing here in one lap time. So again, the Nice Motorsports truck's starting to come to life here, Court. Aiden Honeycutt, we got Ross Chastain both starting in the top 8 spots. Let's see. So a lot less rookies in that second box, but here we go. Again, we're ready to go back racing. Should be green flag here shortly. I should know there's probably about the same amount of rookies, actually. Alright, so there we go. Alright, field in the hands of, field in the hands of Corey Heim and Kyle Larson as they go back to racing. Green flags out, and let's see. Daniel Hemrick on the bottom of the racetrack, going to try and make something happen from the bottom line. Yeah, Stuart Friesen on that outside line right behind Larson. Not going to be able to do anything from behind Larson. And again, Corey Heim out in front. He can work kind of both lanes here, although with it not being a drafting track, there aren't really lines forming, and it's just going to become a go wherever you can find some clean air here. As Hemrick on the bottom of the racetrack, he's been able to keep side by side with Larson for a lap or two here, but here we go. Lane Riggs to the bottom, 3 wide, and there goes Hemrick getting shuffled out of there. And again, right now we were back to that same big 3 from earlier. Heim, Larson, and Riggs, the top 3 in stage 1. They are back to prominence here. The 2 Nice trucks on the bottom line kind of getting pushy with each other. Chastain in the 44 and Caden Honeycutt in the 45. So there we go. All right, so there we go. All right, so 70 laps in. All right, here we go. Chastain's shuffled his way up, and he's now he's trying to take the lead here. Ross Chastain trying to go for 2 passes in one corner. Off the corner, not going to be able to get Heim, but he will be able to slot in line second here, just ahead of Lane Riggs. And there we go. Now he's going to look to try and take the lead. He's got a much better shot here on the second wind up here as they get ready to go. Alright, so there we go. Ross Chastain out in front at Homestead, Miami here. And it's like Kyle Larson desperately trying to hang on to 3rd or 4th here. He's battling with the Riggs now for the 4th position after Chastain came slicing his way through, which credit to him. The fact that Chastain was able to come slicing through the field like that is certainly impressive. Alright, so there we go. Alright, 73 laps in. And again, Lane Riggs, he's dropped to the 4th position here, but Lane Riggs, he's going to keep looking. He's possibly already looking to the bottom of the racetrack. Daniel Hemrick also popping out of line. But right now, Ross Chastain is in command of the race. He has got himself a 1-second lead, which is usually kind of that first initial break point that we look for, is just looking for the getting that first 1-lap lead. Usually the first driver to get to that 1-second lead is usually able to hold the lead for at least some amount of time. And so far that has held true tonight. As when Heim got a 1-second lead, he was able to hold it for a decent chunk. Larson for a good while until Riggs ran down a full second worth of time in a matter of 4 laps. But there we go. Carson Osvar on doing some pit lane reporting here. All right, we are chilling here. Hopefully everybody having a good time. Mm-hmm. Alright, 75 laps in here, and again, the fact that Chastain's gotten to that 1 second lead and he's maintained it for the most part here. Emmerich up to 5th, he's going to try and make something happen, but Ross Chastain, he gained 6 spots since the restart. Stephen Parsons up 5. Andres Perez and Gio Ruggiero are both up 3 spots, so some good gains here so far. Well, I guess on the plus side for the Hendrick Cars spotters, because there were 3 different Hendrick Cars sponsored race cars in this one. The 07 for Larson, the 7 of Corey Day, and the 71 of Rajah Caruth. Really, the 3 of them have not raced around each other at all. I mean, Caruth has been kind of mid-teens all day. Yeah, Corey Day has been outside the top 20 for a decent chunk of the day. And Kyle Larson's been right near the front in the inside the top 5, top 10 all day long. So, again, those 3 managing to be basically separated. Alright, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. They've got Austin Cindric up there in the, talking with some of the, I'm assuming this is just some race fans, because that looks like just a normal fan area of a racetrack, which, if so, that's really cool to see them going and just going around and interviewing some fans. Korean War veteran there, too, so always cool to see the military community out here supporting NASCAR, and NASCAR also doing their duty to support the veterans through as many methods as they can, which, again, great to see out here. Yeah, Kyle Larson. There we go. Alright, shocking surprise that Kyle Larson is the fan favorite there. Not at all. Alright, so there we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody having a good time. 55 laps to go. Again, this stretch is definitely the stretch where it starts to feel the slowest here. Alright. So there we go, at the next caution flag, home opening. There we go. We're just chilling out here. Lane Riggs, again, hanging on to that 4th position, but again, you kind of imagine that he wants to try and run down the front couple of them, since he's now about a full second behind Larson once again. Alright, so there we go. Let's say Corey Heim here trying to find a lane here, because Chastain has been able to hold a nearly flawless 1 second lead for a decent chunk of time. Alright, so here we go. Again, 53 laps to go. Going around the outside of a couple of lap trucks, the 67 there. Again, it's a little surprising that after a lap 1 crash, we haven't had another incident or even really all that many close calls. We haven't even had that many drivers close to wrecking. So, I mean, again, good on them for not crashing. But, okay, there we go. Corey Day up into the top 12. Not sure where he found that speed, but because he'd been outside the top 15, top 20 for a decent chunk of the day. So at some point he passed Rajah Caruth, so that's going to be there, and they go to a commercial break. Okay, we are chilling here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, here we go. Man, it is definitely. It's 9:30 here on the East Coast, but we're closing in on a third of the way through this final stage. Working our way through this one. Hopefully, everybody having a good time. There we go. We are just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Yeah, we can't see the track right now, but Corey Heim is starting to eat into that lead of Ross Chastain's. He's down to less than half a second now between them. Lane Riggs also making a pass on Kyle Larson based on the leaderboard. Can't wait to see what that looked like. Our commercial breaks great when you miss a ton of action, although again, you can't really predict when drivers are going to just suddenly find that burst of speed. But that's where side-by-side commercials can really benefit, especially later in the race rather than front-loading side-by-side commercials early on. Alright, so here we go. Coming back from commercial break here. 48 laps to go. And again, Heim has run down the back bumper at Chastain. He'll be there within a matter of a lap or two and actually have a chance to try and go. Chastain to the bottom of the track trying to find that speed. Trying to see if he can potentially throw some surprising lines at Corey Heim. Maybe force Corey Heim to try something different. But here we go. Corey Heim to the bottom of the racetrack, and I just go right around him to the inside and takes the lead away. Corey Heim, your new race leader here in the Craftsman Truck Series race, and we got ourselves a caution flag. Caution, caution, caution. What's the caution for? Alright, so here we go. Let's see. What is the yellow for? Ross Chastain all the way up against the outside wall with Riggs here. Let's see again. Still have not seen the caution flag. I must be way off on. I must be way behind here. What is the caution going to be for? We got Chastain. We got Riggs battling it out for the tops for the second spot here. Again, Chastain trying to hang on, and Chastain slices up there. Larson to the bottom of the track. He's going to try and take two passes in one corner here. On the bottom side, no! Kyle Larson goes around. Kyle Larson goes around, and that is going to end Larson's shot at the win, probably. But yeah, Larson just gets loose there. Actually, the truck didn't sustain much damage as long as nothing got messed up underneath the car. He's actually probably going to be able to continue to run. Although the way that thing is crab walking, I would assume that something got pretty well messed up there. But again, Kyle Larson trying to make a 2-for-1 pass there underneath Lane Riggs. Hopefully Lane Riggs didn't sustain too much damage there, as he's been a fun part of this race. But between Lane Riggs and Kyle Larson, they, as I said, that is going to be the next caution flag. 44 laps to go. All right, 44 laps to go here. And Kyle Larson has got himself in a little bit of an issue there. There we go. So yeah, again, it all started with Chastain slicing up in between Riggs and Larson. Larson used that opportunity to jump to the bottom, trying to take that spot. And he just washes up the track under, and with Lane Riggs taking that side force off of him. As they got close together, it just took the 7 car right around. I mean, again, not much Larson could have done in that situation because he probably didn't know that Riggs was going to come down to side draft him. And again, the second that Riggs got beside him there, it just takes all that side force that he was basically leaning on out from underneath that truck, and it goes sideways. Again, glad to see that we got a caution flag, but not a lot of damage, not a lot of impact. Just wish it happened to maybe a less competitive truck, because that '07 truck had been a very fast race car all evening long. But yeah, again, Larson was some great car control. The more times I watch this, the car control to keep that thing from snapping back wide and hitting the outside fence is actually really impressive there for Kyle Larson. I mean, obviously, I don't think anyone needs to be told that Kyle Larson has great car control. Between his dirt racing and the amazing moves we've seen in the Cup Series, I mean, that is a fairly obvious part, but just another example of that is a list of great saves made by Kyle Larson and avoiding significant damage at least. All right, 43 laps to go. Right, we haven't been thrown to a commercial break yet. Are we not going to get a commercial during caution? But we missed a bunch of passes during the green flag run. All right, there we go. Yep, here we go. Coming down pit road, gonna be looking for pit stops. The question is, again, I believe this will be everybody's last set of tires. Maybe they have one more, but here we go. Chastain, Riggs, Imfinger, Heim, the four featured drivers here. Imfinger and Chastain find their pit boxes a little bit earlier on pit road. Riggs and Heim a little bit further down, a little bit later on the pit lane. Curious to see what the race off pit road is going to end up looking like. I assume Corey Heim, he and that Tricon Garage team have been on it this today. Lane Riggs in the 34, they avoid a pit road mistake this time. There we go. Corey Heim out first. Honeycutt jumps up 3 spots. Daniel Hemrick up a spot. Chastain loses 1. Infinger gains 2. Lane Riggs losing 4 spots again. Raja Cruz jumping up 8 spots. There we go. Nice job for him. Stuart Friesen dropping down 4. So, a couple of drivers moving up and down the rankings as we go ahead and do these. Get this one ready. Let's see. So there we go. Again, Corey Heim, while he hasn't necessarily decimated the entirety of the race, he's been a contender near the front of it for almost the entire thing. Yep, talking about the Straight Talk 400 there on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Looking forward to seeing the Cup Series getting ready to go racing once again. The Xfinity race tomorrow is going to be a good one, too. What time is that race at? Xfinity Series is at 4 p.m. tomorrow. 4 p.m. tomorrow for the Hard Rock 300. So, should be all set and ready for that one. Welcome on in. Man. So again, no commercial breaks during the caution flag period, but we get one during the green flag racing and miss passes on the racetrack. Again, trying to figure out the logic here. There we go. Alright, so they're sending Caden Honeycutt to the back of the back of the field. He must have had a speeding penalty or something because, yeah, I didn't happen to catch it, but yeah, they're sending him and a couple of other drivers like Matt Kraft into the rear of the field. And now it's time for the choose cone. So there we go. It's going to be Heim and Hemrick on the front row. Chastain and Infinger, row 2. Row 3 will be Ankrum and Riggs. Chandler Smith and Rajah Caruth, row 4. And Tanner Gray and Stuart Friesen, row 5. Row 6, we got Jake Garcia and Corey Day. Connor Mozak making his way up into making his way into the conversation here. Row 7 alongside Matt Mills. Then we got Stephen Parsons and Brandon Jones in row 8. Row 9 is Wood and Majeski. And then Andres Perez and Ruggiero on row 10. After a first lap crash, Giovanni Ruggiero is back on the lead lap and inside the top 20. Who could have predicted that? Wow. That's some gritty perseverance there from the 17 team. Vehicle interference penalty there for Caden Honeycutt. So there we go. Alright, so they're doubled up. We're ready to go back racing. Should be a good one here. Now that you're having another restart here, though, the question is, when will we are we going to see any potential issues here? Here you go. Green flag is out. We are back to racing, and the questions will soon be answered here. Oh man, Hemrick getting out of sorts there. Hemrick a little loose there. Heim, Chastain, Ankrum now the top 3. As they are going ahead and working their way through this one. Corey Heim. Oh, he goes to the bottom of the track. Chastain on the outside, gonna try and go there. And we have 4 wide in the back there. 4 wide there as Hemrick, Riggs are fighting it out for the 4th position. Hemrick, Riggs, Chandler Smith, and Infinger. I believe all 4 of them were 4 wide, and I think all 4 of them are yellow trucks too, which made it even more confusing. But here we go. The 15 of Tanner Gray trying to make a move as well up the inside on the 38 of Chandler Smith. I'd probably have called him Zane Smith a number of times because Zane Smith used to drive that truck and still does drive the 38 in Cup for the same team. So here we go. Here's the interference penalty. Let's see what interference he caused. Okay, yeah, so the 45 cut through that pit box, causing a glancing blow with the, it's like no actual contact, but a glancing near blow with the pit crew members, inhibiting their ability to get to the pit stop on time. So there we go. Hey, at least we got a video and a general explanation as to what happened there. So I always hate it when fun storylines get taken out of the race for a penalty, and we just have to understand, okay, yeah, it was just, he sped. But especially when it's a weird penalty like the vehicle interference one, we don't see that as nearly as frequently, so there we go. Again, Kyle Larson trying to make his way through the field. He's made his way past one of the identical trucks there, the HendrickCars.com truck. And there we go. Now he makes the pass on the 20. Now he's looking to try and get by Majeski here. Ty Majeski, he's been a fast driver as well. I believe he is also trying to recover from a somewhat mediocre pit stop. But again, the fact that Kyle Larson is absolutely storming his way through this field, again, it should be some good signs that, hey, maybe that car is not as damaged as we thought it was. And say Ross Chastain here, just hanging on. But yeah, so right now though, Corey Heime's led 60 laps out of the 102 that have been run so far. Again, Corey Heim just hanging on to this one, making it work. Alright, so here we go. Kyle Larson to the bottom of 3 wide here, and he's about to start to try and pass the other Hendrick Carr's car of Corey Day. So there we go again. Hemrick versus Ankrum here. The two Hilgeman Racing trucks here battling it out. Nice. Daniel Hemrick up to 5th here. Making this one work, and let's see. All the way around, all the way against the top, it's Lane Riggs trying to take the spot as well. Here we go. To 3rd place goes Riggs. There we go. And speaking of going for places, going to the bottom goes Corey Heim, and he takes back the lead here. Now the question is, what will Chastain try and do for a counter move? 31 laps to go, still plenty of time. But we're going to have to wait and see what this counter move is going to end up being. Counter moves can be pretty good or pretty bad. They go to a side-by-side commercial, so we won't miss the any of the action here. So there we go. Oh. Alright, so here we go. Again, 29 laps to go. 29 more times around here. The trucks have actually been, again, this race has been paced out pretty well here. Alright, so let's see. Again, right now, the fact that Heim's been able to make this pass to the lead and really be able to just kind of keep leading laps consistently all throughout the race. Like, he's led 64 laps, but I'd be curious to see how many different times he's led laps in this race, because I wouldn't be shocked if he's led 6 different times for about 10 laps each and every time he's gotten to the lead, because Corey Heim, he hasn't led a ton. Well, he's led over half the race, but but he hasn't really dominated us into the race. Like stage 1, obviously it was him, Larson, and Riggs the entire way through dueling it out, but he didn't lead a ton of those laps. Didn't lead a ton in stage 2, and he's led an okay amount in stage 3, but again, he's never felt like the dominant car of the night, where it was flat out Heim ahead of the entire field. 27 laps to go. Time is ticking here. So I'm going to wipe down the glasses. We are probably going to be getting ready to go back from the commercial break here shortly, so we'll have full screen coverage. Oh, this. Alright, so there we go. Alright. Alright, so 26 laps in here. Or 26 laps to go. Now 25 to go as they just crossed the line. Corey Heim taking on Ross Chastain on this one. Alright, here we go. Again, we are just chilling out here. Alright, let's see. We're just chilling out here. Yeah, Riggs to the top of the racetrack. Yeah, say Riggs is running down Chastain here. Couple of good battles here. Larson on his way towards that top 10. Him and Caden Honeycutt coming from the back of the field. Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. Alright, so 22 laps to go again. There we go. To the bottom of the racetrack goes Riggs. He's going to take the spot from Ross Chastain. And now it's Heim versus Riggs at the front of the field. And Chastain is going to be right there if the two get to racing. There we go. Going to get to see this replay of exactly how Lane Riggs managed to pull this one off. Running up behind him, looks to the inside just barely, get that side draft, and then all the way down to the bottom to avoid getting reverse side draft. Getting side drafted by Ross Chastain after he just did, side drafted him. There we go, 21 laps to go, and now Heim does have that magical 1 second lead, which again we've seen so far has been a good sign for whoever leads it, but here we go. Let's see. We're going to see some green flag stops here. I say, I don't know what the fuel window is, but I don't think they should need to pit here, but here we go. Corey Heim way slower. What happened to Heim? Corey Heim is now slowed all the way down to the yeah, something's definitely happened to Corey Heim. He dropped from first down to third here, and the question is, what's going to happen? But now we got ourselves the 20 to go mark here, and we got Ross Chastain going to the inside on Lane Riggs now for the lead after whatever happened to Corey Heim. Not sure what happened, but Heim seems to have picked back up that speed that he lost. So here we go again. We'll see what Corey Heim can do. Maybe he was just trying to give himself a little bit more of a challenge. Let's see. All right, they've got a replay queued up. Let's see. Yeah, no idea. He just went to the bottom of the racetrack and just lost all kinds of speed. Okay, the truck completely shut off there. Okay. Wow. All right, there we go. Good job managing to restart the truck and get it back going. So, yeah, his truck just shut off on him, I guess, in the corner there. 18 laps to go here. Again, right now, Chastain and Riggs have the lead, but again, I don't think we can count out Corey Heim yet. He is definitely going to be a factor here at the end of the race. And honestly, the fact that he's now behind these two, I think will make this finish even more interesting here. We got 18 laps to go. Oh, man. 17 laps to go here. Let's see. So they're going to show a replay of Lane Riggs versus Chastain. these two have been have been going at it quite a bit for the last several laps. There we go. So 16 laps to go. Not a lot of time left. All right, so everybody's last pit stop was on lap 91. So 91 to the finish would be 40 something laps. I think they should be able to make it, but here we go. 3-car battle for the lead. Ross Chastain has the lead. Riggs is right on his tail, and here comes Corey Heim. So Heim, Riggs, and Chastain have all entered this picture, and we are ready for a fight to the finish. Again, we don't know who's going to get this win, but we know it's going to be a good one. Actually, we'll go ahead and... Alright, we have 14 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has decided to spend a portion of your day here with us. Again, Corey Heim, he seems to be really struggling. Did he have that? Did the truck turn off on him again? Oh man, the fact that the truck turned off on him again, this time he manages to not lose 2 seconds of time. But man, that is going to be a real nightmare for Heim. Imagine if it shuts off down the front straightaway as he's coming to the checkered flag and he ends up losing the race because of it. Alright, so there we go. 13 laps to go. 13 more times around. They're working their way through this one. Alright, so here we go. So the bottom of the racetrack again. Heim, he's gotten by Riggs. He's now looking to try and get by the 44 here at Chastain. Lap truck in the middle here. 76 of, I believe that's Spencer Boyd. But right now, Heim is trying to get back to the point. See if he can go ahead and get this one. Lane Riggs has only led 1 lap despite all the positive, all the running near the front that he's done. Wow. All right, so here we go. Corey Heim, Lane Riggs, and Ross Chastain. Chastain really loose there, and he's going to lose some speed, but there we go. Riggs to the inside. He's going to get by, and he's now going to try and continue to run down Corey Heim. Chastain, if he can get his car back under him, we could very well have another 3-way fight for the win, this time for the end of the race, not just the end of the stage. So here we go. Down the back straight away for the 07, making a move here on Hemrick, trying to move his way up into the top 5. And Kyle Larson, if we get one more caution, I think Kyle Larson could be very much in the conversation here at the end. All right, well, there we go. So far, the winners this year, we've had Corey Heim as won Daytona and Las Vegas. Yeah, Atlanta was won by by Kyle Larson, so that is your 3 winners on the year so far. They didn't race at Circuit of the Americas, and they didn't race at Phoenix, so it had been a couple of weeks since we'd seen the Truck Series. But then when they returned to Vegas last week, Corey Heim proved that he hadn't skipped a beat, and we might be on the verge of seeing Corey Heim win 3 of the first 4 here in the Truck Series. But yeah, here we go. Let's see. Larson trying to make his way through the backlog of cars, but Corey Heim now has a full second lead over Riggs. Can he hold on to this one, and will he have led exactly half the race at this point if he does lead to the checkers? Very possible. I think he's going to come up just shy of having led every lap. Or led exactly half the laps, I mean. But regardless, Corey Heim has had a very close to flawless race. Just outside of the mechanical issues there with the engine turning off, which is not a good thing. But the fact that he's been able to manage that and still get his way to the top of the leaderboard is very impressive, and certainly something that it should be respected. And there we go. And Kyle Larson is still stuck in this traffic here between the 19 and the 18, the two McAnally Hilgeman Racing trucks. So again, those two making that one hard for Ross Chastain. 7 laps to go. 7 laps to go here. Again, if Corey Heim can win 3 of the first 4 here, he will absolutely have established himself as the championship threat here in the NASCAR Truck Series. All right, there we go. Larson to the bottom there. Larson going to take the 4th spot away from Ankrum, and now he can try and set sail for the front of the pack. All right, 6 laps to go. 6 more times around. We're working our way through this one. 16 people hanging out in chat. Thank you guys for everybody that has decided to turn up here for the end of the stream. And we are working our way through this one. Larson is now past Ross Chastain as well. Kyle Larson is on a mission here. 5 laps to go. 5 more times around. Kyle Larson is on a mission. I can't imagine what he is going to be doing to try and make these passes happen, but again, he is going to be right against the fence here for at least a little bit while he tries to run down Lane Riggs and Corey Heim. 4 laps to go, 4 more times around. Again, Larson has 2.3 seconds between himself and Riggs, or between himself and Heim here. And there we go. Corey Heim's truck shuts off again, and now Lane Riggs is your race leader. That is going to go ahead and make this a whole lot easier. And oh, Corey Heim's truck shuts off another time. Come on, man. That's really awful here for Corey Heim, the fact that this keeps happening to him. But now it is going to be Lane Riggs versus Kyle Larson. Lane Riggs, son of former NASCAR driver Scott Riggs. He's proven that he can win the Truck Series. He was passed for the win in the last 2 mile-and-a-half races, or he passed for the win. They need to clarify that on the on-screen graphics, but yep, here we go again. Larson closing in on this one. Also got Corey Heim making this one close. 2 laps to go. 2 more times around. Kyle Larson down the inside. Larson's going to go ahead and pull it up right in front of Lane Riggs here. Going to try and take the spot. Lane Riggs, if he can win this one, he won't have to worry about missing out on the playoffs again like he did last year. Here we go. Let's see. So here you go. Coming to the white flag. 1 lap to go. 1 more time around here. Kyle Larson takes the white flag. Riggs and Heim in 2nd and 3rd here. Again, Heim has had a lot of trouble keeping that car powered. But Kyle Larson, he has overcome a late race spin. And he now has a shot to try and go for the race win. Down into 3 and 4. The last time here. Just don't mess up here for Larson, and he will win it. But here we go. Riggs to the bottom of the racetrack. Heim in 3rd. But nobody's catching Larson. Kyle Larson wins at Vegas, or at Homestead. Riggs, Heim, Ankrum, Hemrick, the rest of the top 5. Chastain drops to 6th here as they come across the line. Jake Garcia in 7th. 8th. Chandler Smith, 9th, Grant Infinger, and rounding out our top 10 will be Caden Honeycutt. Good job for Caden to come away with the top 10 there. But yeah, we are chilling here. Again, congratulations to Kyle Larson on coming back from that spin late. If you guys just came for the race reaction, obviously the race just ended, but as per usual, we will go down through the full finish order. So if you want to hear where your favorite driver finished in this race, we will be going through that here in a moment. So, again, thank you for anyone who tuned in just for the reaction. We will be back for the NASCAR Xfinity Series tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern here on the channel. We got Xfinity, we got Cup the next 2 days, so should be a good one. But again, we got Kyle Larson out in front of the field here. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll go down through the full finishing order here. But again, Kyle Larson, massive respect to him for the for coming back from the spin there. Lane Riggs coming home in the second position after a very hard-fought day. He ends up coming home second, right about the same spot he ran almost all night long. Corey Heim comes home in the third position after leading 78 laps with a truck that kept trying to shut off on him. So Corey Heim, again, coming home with a third place finish. Probably should have been a win, but ultimately that just isn't the way the tire bounced today. Tyler Ankrum and Daniel Hemrick both getting top fives for the McAnally Hilgeman Racing team. That's a pretty big step up for that team. Ross Chastain in the 44, he ends up coming home sixth after leading during the closing laps. Jake Garcia coming home in the 7th position. He is the highest finishing of the ThorSport drivers. Good on him. Chandler Smith in the 8th position. Grant Infinger driving car number 9, finishing in spot number 9. And Caden Honeycutt in the top 10. Ty Majeski comes home in 11th place. Brandon Jones, 12th. 13th will be Matt Crafton. 14th, Matt Mills. And rounding out the top 15 is Corey Day. Yeah, Stuart Friesen coming home 16th. 17th will be Tanner Gray. Stephen Parsons comes home 18th. 19th for Connor Mozak. And rounding out your top 20 is Luke Fenhouse. Driving the number 66 for ThorSport Racing. Jack Wood comes home 21st. Rajah Caruth coming home 22nd. Dawson Sutton coming home in the 23rd position. 24th will be where we find Frankie Muniz, the actor who played Malcolm on Malcolm in the Middle. Andres Perez coming home in the 25th position, rounds out our top 25 and our lead lap finishers. Cody Breidinger, the first car 1 lap down. Nathan Bird in the 02, also 1 lap off the pace in 27th. 28th for Spencer Boyd, 1 lap off the pace as well. Giovanni Ruggiero, he ends up finishing 2 laps off the pace after an opening lap crash left him with some damage. He got back on the lead lap late, but then ultimately just, I assume he had some other thing go wrong, probably spanning from the early race crash damage. Keith McGee coming home 4 laps off the pace in 22nd. Michael Disdier coming home 6 laps off the pace in 31st. Ankinori Ogata coming home driving truck number 63, comes home 32nd on the day, 10 laps shy of the checkered flag. Ben Rhodes comes home 51 laps shy of the checkered flag here tonight. And rounding out your 34-car field tonight, Stefan Malazzi coming home 119 laps off the pace after an early pit stop and what I would assume was a number of mechanical issues on that car. So that is your full field running order. Hopefully you guys, again, enjoyed this stream. If you guys did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new so you guys don't miss any future videos and live streams. We will be live again tomorrow for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race at 4 p.m. Eastern, right here on this channel, and then the Cup Series at 3 p.m. on Sunday. So hopefully you guys will enjoy. If you guys did enjoy the stream, Leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. Live stream, whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your night. Have a great night, everybody, and goodbye!